She was a straight-talking Conservative.
You will be detained, you will be dealt with speedily, and you will be removed.
With a political career spanning decades. Finding new fame on reality TV. Ann Widdecombe entered Parliament at her third attempt in 1987 and later became a Home Office minister in John Major's government. She clashed with some colleagues, most famously in this backbench attack on then leadership hopeful Michael Howard.
541 prisoners were released before the end of their sentence. They didn't even have to break out.
She never shied from her socially conservative views on abortion, gay rights and women's role in the church. She converted to Catholicism in 1993. In 2010, she left Parliament and went on to become an unlikely reality TV star.
Next up is Ann Widdecombe and her partner.
First in the ballroom, then the Big Brother house.
I don't think I've been a complete grump.
No, I didn't say you'd been a complete grump. I never used the word complete.
I disagreed with her on every single subject, but I genuinely enjoyed her company. I admired her deeply. And in the end, she had me absolutely wrapped around her little finger.
Ann Widdecombe returned to politics in 2019, becoming an MEP for Nigel Farage's Brexit Party. And in recent years joined Reform UK.
And we will turn the boats round and send them back.
A formidable politician until the end, who earned many admirers along the way.
Firstly, just tell me why you've decided to stand for the Brexit Party.
Oh, I mean, I share the frustration of the entire nation, which is that Parliament is making a complete mess of it. They're bringing Britain into disrepute abroad. We look idiots. And my view is we need to send a very strong message to both major parties that we expect the result of the referendum to be honoured and for it to be done quickly and efficiently. And that is the message we're sending. And if we can make overwhelming gains in Labour heartlands and in Tory shires, then that message cannot be ignored by MPs.
It's a pretty peculiar position to be in, to say you're going to vote for the Conservative Party in the local elections and then stand for a separate party in the European elections.
Not peculiar at all. First of all, I've got an excellent local candidate in the election. Secondly, there is no Brexit candidate. So it's not peculiar at all.
So if there was a Brexit Party candidate in the local elections, would you vote for them?
Well, of course, as I've now joined the Brexit Party, I would, yes. But as far as I'm concerned, the Conservative candidate is an extremely good one. And it is not a difficult decision to take.
But you are riding two horses at the same time.
No, I'm not riding two horses at the
Well,
same time.
If there is no Brexit, have you left the Conservative Party?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you abstain in the local elections.
But have you even resigned from the Conservative Party yet?
I've resigned from the presidency of Maidstone. That resignation went in today.
But you're still a party member.
Well, I'm obviously not, because de facto, once you stand against a Conservative candidate, which is what I will be doing on May the 23rd, you are no longer a party member. So whether de jure I am still a subscribing member, I am not regarded by the party as a member.
But you're a Conservative voter when it suits you in local elections, just not in Euros.
There is no Brexit candidate in the local elections. Do you want me to abstain completely and not cast my vote 100 years after women's suffrage? Is that what you want me to do?
It might be a more principled thing to do, yes, actually.
That
Some people might say that it would be a more principled position to be consistent about the way you vote.
It would be remotely principled not to vote when I am being asked to make a decision on which of these candidates is the best to represent my local area down on Dartmoor. That is the decision I am being asked to make.
Many people spoil their ballot papers when they find that there's not a choice that they like.
I don't. Hang on, I haven't said I don't like that candidate. He's been a very effective local councillor. He's done things for the area.
But he's standing for a party which you will campaign against in the
European
election.
No Brexit candidate for the local elections, and what I have said is I am standing for the Brexit Party in the European elections. Now, everybody out there listening to this wants you to stop this line of question and ask about the things that matter to people. Do you realise that for 3 years the British public has seethed with frustration as Parliament has fooled around on this subject? Our problem is we've got a majority for leave in the population, a majority for remain in Parliament, and that Parliament is not honouring the result of the referendum. Now, come on, that is what matters. That's what's driven me to stand for the Brexit Party and to join the Brexit Party for the European elections.
What are the Brexit Party's policies then?
The Brexit Party's policy is that we honour the result of the referendum and we leave.
Just one policy then?
In the European elections, that's all you need.
But as an MEP, you will be asked, if you were successful in standing for election, you'll be asked to vote on all sorts of different things. Where does the Brexit Party stand on social policy, on workers' rights?
Where the Brexit Party stands is that this is not a matter for Europe to intervene in. That's where the Brexit Party stands.
So you'll be abstaining from all votes then in the European Parliament?
I haven't said that at all. I have said, you don't appear to understand this, I have said that I am standing for the Brexit Party, that when I actually sit in Europe, if I ever do, because the likelihood is that these elections might not even take place, or having taken place, might then become redundant because we've left, or some deal is suddenly done. It is a farce that any of us are in this position, and you're asking me to predict my future conduct as though this was a normal election in which there would be a certainty of actually being there for any period of time. We are in a farce. We are in a very, very stupid position. Parliament has put us there, and this is the only way that we can send a message to say, get on with it. And indeed, you talk about other policies. The public would love to hear about other policies, about health, about pensions, about education. It's being dinned out, not by Brexit as such, but by the peculiar machinations going on in Parliament.
We might be in an extraordinary position, but these elections aren't a joke. If they do go ahead, and if you do get elected, you could be sitting in that Parliament for some time. We don't know how long it'll be before we leave. And you will be asked to vote on other issues. So isn't it extraordinary not to have any policies?
No, I haven't said we haven't got any policies.
But you can't name any.
I've said we've got one strong policy, which is our raison d'etre, which is we want to leave Europe. We do not believe that Europe should be meddling in these other affairs. Now, that is our policy. That's why I'm standing in the European elections. If I were standing in a local council election, you wouldn't ask me to determine policy at Westminster. You would ask me why I was doing that. I've explained why I'm doing it. Now, if we end up sitting for any period of time, I mean, if the farce goes on, if the indecision goes on, then, as things come along, we will respond to them. But for the moment, our raison d'etre is to get Britain out of this mess, and the whole nation wants to be out of this mess, in case you haven't noticed.
How does it feel to leave the Conservative Party after half a century?
Well, not easy. I mean, I first voted Conservative when I was 21. I'm now 71. So for half a century, I've done nothing except vote for, campaign for the Conservative Party, represent 23 years in Parliament. Of course it wasn't easy, but equally the current situation is so unusual and so hopeless. I've waited a long time, and I've waited 3 years for something to happen.